Got a lot of airplay on this show when that release came out. This is your second CD out now, though, Circus Heart, right?
You know, it's my third full-length record, but I think of it as my second since I had any idea what I was doing.
Ah, gotcha. Was the first one like an EP?
My first album was a full-length record that I produced right when I was graduating from college, and so it was kind of like my 9th semester of college.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to ask you an embarrassing question here.
Oh.
All right. A mutual friend of ours, who lives on the other side of the coast.
I'm worried about this.
Grant Peoples.
Uh-oh.
You know where I'm going with this?
No, but this could only be trouble.
All right, yeah. He left me a message. He's like, hey, tell Rebecca I still have her underwear. And I'm like, what? He's like, ask her about it. I'm like, okay.
He is such a troublemaker. I'm blushing, you people on the internet. What you must be thinking of me? Let me put all...
That's what I said, like, what?
Let me put all this to rest. So, on my merchandise table in the back of the room after my shows, I sell lots of fantastic little items like CDs and t-shirts and slap bracelets and trucker hats and occasionally panties that say, I've got my eye on the mystery prize on the front of the underwear, and then they say my name upside down. And I put the name upside down so that if you're wearing the underwear and you look down, you see my name in the right way. But yeah, those have been the funnest item to have on the merch table because they lead to so much scandalous conversation, such as, come see me after the gig, I'm selling my panties at the merch table. That one's a real hit. People love that one. And I also always say that the panties cost $10 for ladies and $20 for creepy dudes. So Grant Peoples must have slipped me a 20 at some point for those underwear.
That was funny. I was like, I had no clue. But I was like, I will ask her on the air, but I won't prep her on it so I can surprise her, just in case it was a risque story. But it wasn't.
That's about as risque as I get, actually. My touring life is very, very mild and boring.
I bet. I mean, all you do, basically, you tour. You're right. You tour, and you go back in the studio.
Exactly.
Wow.
One time I was real sick, and I was on the road, and I accidentally took too much NyQuil before a show,
Oh, no.
and I got up, it was Dayquil, I think, and I was on stage, like, looking at my feet, thinking, why do my feet look so far away? And then the announcer said, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rebecca Loebe. And then I was like, well, the train is leaving the station, it's time to start playing. So I played this whole show feeling like my head was a balloon, like, just floating, like, 15 feet above the stage, and I got through it. I think I played everything kind of fast. And, you know, afterwards I saw a friend and he said, man, your pupils are huge. And so I was like, what is going on? And I realized I had, like, misread the dosage and taken way too much.
It's the tribute to Jerry Garcia show.
Well, and that made me think, like, all those rockers from the 70s, like, those people that we think of as, you know, as being, like, hard partying, like, out to have a good time. That seems like it would take a lot of work to be able to get through a whole show of music all high on drugs every night. So now I have a whole newfound respect for hardcore
You have your lyrics written on your arm.
Oh, my God, I needed it.
Oh man, could you imagine? That's just insane. So what's the future looking like for Rebecca Loebe?
Well, you know, I've been just so focused on getting this album out that 2013 is an open map at this point. I've got lots of exciting gigs on the horizon. I'm working with a booking agent now, which has been a fun development of the last few months, so I'm no longer doing all of the emailing and calling on my own.
That's got to be a pain.
And as a result of that, I'm a little bit less aware of what my calendar is. I'm kind of a little bit more blissfully ignorant. But they're booking me shows, manager, booking agent, the whole team is out there doing it. You know, and I've been my own, you know, self-run machine for about 5 years, but now I've got some folks helping me out.
Now we got to do some videos and maybe a live DVD.
Yeah, maybe so. Hopefully a live album at some point.
That'd be cool.
But right now, I really want to slow down a little bit on the touring, as I love touring. You know, I played 185 shows last year. I don't know how many I've played this year, but I was on the road for 10 weeks straight this fall. So I need to scale it back just a tiny, tiny bit to make a little bit of time and space for writing and, you know, stay home, watch my garden grow, and try to get some new songs for a new album.
Do you want to continue as a solo artist, or are you going to put together a band?
You know, I have a band in Austin that I love, and I also have a band in Atlanta that I love. So whenever I play hometown shows in my 2 hometowns, I have these great bands that I can play with, and a dream goal would be to take them on tour. I have taken bands out on tour before, but I've learned that while it doubles my income, it quadruples my expenses. Right. So I've got to figure out a way to finance a full band tour. But hopefully one of these days I'll bring all those folks down here, because it's just a trip. It's just a whole different experience playing on stage with 3 or 4 other people. Rather, I love playing guitar and singing because I can do goofy stuff like I did in the last segment, like, start a song spontaneously and start talking in the middle of it and just kind of vamp to myself. When you're in a band, things have to be a little bit more planned than all of that. But you also just get all this like power, and it can kind of take me emotionally to a new level that it's hard to get to when it's just myself playing my instrument.
Very cool. Well, the new CD is called Circus Hearts.
Circus
Heart. And you can find it at RebeccaLoebe.com. That's spelled Loebe. And we will have a few copies to give away here first, but we're going to try to talk Rebecca into playing us one more song.